Eyes down for the morning, folks. Tuesday, just after lunchtime, 12:56. And what's this? This is a gift from somebody who watches the channel. It's from John Johnson, who'd come down from Darlington to York for a day out and brought this for me. And like an idiot, because I got in a tizzy because I got flipping lost, the sat-nav sent me wrong as usual, and I got lost, and I got there in a tizzy. I forgot to film the handover, but I'm sorry about that, but never mind, he may come again. So let's get it unwrapped. And there it is, folks, one very well packaged genuine Rapidor runoff stand. Let's get it assembled. Right, I've done it wrong. Pull it to bits again. I think I've sussed it. I'm just going to clean the shaft up and put some lube on it. Don't be disgusting. And there we go, folks. With a generous coating of Rockall anti-scuffing paste. That's how it goes. With the thoughtful PTFE washer on the inside and a split pin through it. Lovely. Lovely, tell your mother. Right. All we need to do now is bend the split pins. Job's a good one. Oh yes. Now that makes perfect sense, which it didn't before. There we are. Lovely. Well, thank you very much. That is a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing. I would never have thought of building it like this, having not seen one of these before. But that is just the dog's what's it. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. I'm sure I shall see you again. Handsome Rapidor stand. Not needed for this job.
You are?
Not needed for this job, but I'm sure it will be needed soon. But there she is, folks. It just needs very slight adjustment on these bolts. It's very slightly high at the moment. But what a tool. What a wonderful gift. Thanks very much, John. It's great. Right, folks, it's momentous decision time. After a couple of hours of wrangling, we've got this shaft here, which has the correct spline on it to fit that sprocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice that shaft off there, slice that shaft off there, turn that down, bore this to fit onto a reduced diameter there, and then weld the shafts together, or pin the shafts together, or both, and then we'll turn it down to fit back in the bearing again, and then we'll have that spline on the end of that shaft, and it'll also be moved that way a bit, because there isn't enough meat on there to get anywhere. We've tried thinking of all sorts of things, and thought of a piece of tube with it. This is a very simple spline. It's just 4 slots. It's just 4 milled slots. So we could put a piece of tube over there with a flat, 2 flats milled in it. Right, that would be simple to make. But by the time you've done it, right, there isn't enough meat to hold those splines firm. And then if you machine this down, you lose the thread on it, and you get into a smaller and smaller diameter to hold that chain wheel. It just doesn't work. So we've had a good wrangle this afternoon, and we've decided that's what we're going to do. So some boring and turning coming up. Right, well, that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to York again to take number 2 daughter back. I'm very, very pleased with my Rapidor stand once I got it put together properly. And I can't wait to try it out with a piece of longer steel. I just need to level it slightly. It's just slightly high, so it needs reducing, but what a piece of kit, eh? What a piece of kit. I didn't even know they existed. Thanks, John. See you tomorrow. Right, folks. I think it's Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday today. Colchester cam. I've just parted this shaft off. I've got the half we want in the chuck, and I'm just about to put a centre in it and bore it. And this has got the spline on that fits the little cog that we're going to use, so I'll just crack on with it. Square. Not very hard, especially in the middle, which is good, of course. Just happen to have the spline on that we want. Nice centre in there. Right, now to find a drill to bore it with. Right, folks, it's a boring job, but somebody's got to do it. Here we go. I do like these most tip drills. Far better off than you put them on the truck. Lovely. sure about to do it. Job done. Yep, that's to depth. That's to depth. Right. Now, part 2. Right folks, well, we've got the clutch bell in, we've got the end cut off, and we now have to reduce this to fit that piece of shaft. But, unfortunately, we have a bit of a wobbly shaft, so I'm going to have to stick the clock on that and see if I can square it up better. We were worried about getting our first instinct was to cut the weld off here, take this shaft out and make a completely new shaft out of the other shaft and weld it back in, and we were worried that we couldn't get it in square enough, and the answer is, well, neither could they. So there you go. So let me get a clock on this and see if I can square it up. Right folks, we're on.
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm talking to people.
Okay.
We had a right job centering it because the shaft wasn't concentric with the clutch bell. We've got it more or less there, and we've like halved the difference between the clutch bell eccentricity and the shaft eccentricity, so we're not doing bad. And we're just going down. So I'm just going to take another 20th hour side off. Reduce the overall diameter by 40. We're nowhere near yet. So let's move the measure. We've now got 467 versus 413. Still some way to go. Right, I'll crack on with this and I'll bring you back when it's fitting. Right folks, I forgot to turn the camera on when I was finishing turning that down. I just need to take the bore a little bit deeper now. I've got a good fit, good tight fit on it, and we're just fine tuning it to get the sprocket in the middle of the spline, so we've got a little bit of adjustment either way to get the chain alignment right. So here we go. Try that. See if that does the job. There we are folks. Just need to shorten this down now until we've got the spline and thus the sprocket, the centre of the spline over the centre of the sprocket there. Onward. Some people have quick change tool posts, I've got quick change lathes. I've just swapped onto this one because I've got a decent tool for taking the end back already set up in this lathe, and so I thought rather than prat about setting another tool up in the Colchester, I'd just swap lathes and just take that end off. I need a bit more off, but I'm just going to try it on now and see if it fits. We're getting there. A bit more off. This isn't critical. Good thing because I'm doing it. That was my last cut. Yes, you will notice that it's a bit wobbly eccentric because I haven't got a centering up, but just the facing off the end, it doesn't matter. Good old Covmac can. I think the reason that this lathe makes a strange up and down noise is the fact that it needs an oil change. It's got bluey oil in it. But we shall see. Nearly there, nearly there. I'll just check that and off it up on the job and make sure. There we are, folks. That's just a play in the bearing. After a not thrilling afternoon. Yeah, that's playing the bearing. The clutch spigot shaft seats in the middle of the clutch, so we've done it. Just need to weld it up and we're cock on. But that's a job for tomorrow because Wednesday is done for. See you all tomorrow. Thursday has been fraught. We have fought against incredible odds and in the end sort of won through. I'm realising the mistake I've made. I should have made a complete new shaft right the way through and not try to join two shafts together. It's always the same. You plump for what you think is the quick fix and it ends up taking a lot longer and not being as good. So don't do that. But having said that, we have achieved a construction. I now have to drill through these two box sections with 4 holes and then mark through onto the angle iron here and put in 4 bolts that can have a slight amount of adjustment on them just so we can get the alignment perfectly right. And I'm crap really, aren't I? I've had it running, we've had it running and it works, the brake works, the clutch works, everything seems to be going okay. But I've just been so fraught and so going like such a mad thing today that I've forgotten to film. What an idiot. Never mind. I've even managed to use today, for only the 2nd or 3rd time, the Jones and Shipman centres just to line the clutch bell up approximately. Part of the problem here is that the build on the Atco stuff is just barely good enough to last, and you have to be patient, so patient. Right, I've also put a plate on for the engine because we're moving the engine a long way forward to get clear of the carburettor and get it in the right position. But it's all working out. So tomorrow is a mixed day because Andy isn't here and I've got all sorts of things I need to get done tomorrow. So as usual I'll take you along with me and I'll try to film something interesting. My life isn't interesting at the moment. Bye now. Morning folks. Friday, 8:35. I've been here since 7:45. And it's a dull, dreary morning. But, to add a little sting to the tale, there is a big gap in goods outward. The valve grinder has gone on to pastures new to help a chap rebuild competition engines, rally engines, which is his retirement employment. He's going to retire from his business and he's going to rebuild engines. Sounds like a good idea to me. Right, so that's money in the bin. So how did we get on yesterday? Well, it was like the curate's egg. It was good in parts. We have got it all together, we clamped the engine on, we started the engine, it all works, it drives. But we have a bit of imbalance, partly caused by the fact that the clutch on the shaft is a little bit worn, and the bell on the clutch that goes over there is a little bit off centre, because when I've squeezed it in the chuck it's bellied it a bit. But Andy doesn't want to do anything about that. He said it's okay, so we're just going to carry on and see how it turns out in the end, right? And if it turns out bad in the end, we might rethink it. So that was yesterday. Today, seeing as Keith has now recovered from his horrible illness, I'm going to go up there at 10 o'clock and handball a pallet of dog food down the field, see what's wrong with the garden tractor so it can cut the grass, because he says it's not running right. And yet when you open the throttle on with the lever rather than the governor, it revs beautifully, so it doesn't sound like there's much wrong with it. Nevertheless, we have to get it done because the grass is now growing and it needs cutting, and if you let it get on top of you, that's it. Right, you'll be chasing it all year. So I'm just having a quick tidy up, sort out the last two or three days of mayhem, and then I'll be off up to Keith's. So I'll take you with me. Bye now. There it is folks. For our next trick, we're going to become human forklifts and handball a pallet of dog food down the field. Let's get stuck in. There's the polythene all in the bin. Keith just received the Greta Thunberg medal for recycling. He's separated all the polythene from the cardboard and we're putting the cardboard in the blue bin. That'll be good. There it is folks. Base Camp 1 just inside the gate. And from here on it's tractor trailer time. Let's go. Right, we've established base camp. Next job we're going to do is seeing about this silly tractor. Oh, the bloody trees just take my hat off. To see why this silly tractor won't govern itself and open its throttle when demand is placed on the engine. So off we go. We can get 6 bags in the oh no, wibbly wobbly, in the delivery vehicle, which is 1 layer of the pallet, and we've got about 7 layers to go, so there you go. Folks, well the tractor, she is cured I took the float chamber off. There were some floaters in the float chamber, so I took them out, wiggled a piece of wire up the main jet, cleaned the emulsion tube, put it back together, and it's going like a train. So I'll just set you up, and you can watch Keith on his death-defying plunge down the field. Probably grossly overloaded knowing him. I think he's only doing three bags this time. All quiet. Oh no. He's getting the riddle. I spilled dog kibble. We need to riddle the sawdust out of it. I was a bad person. For that matter, I still am. Come on, Harvey, you've missed your cue. Listen to the throbbing beat of the Briggs and Strap. Oh, it's a man with a riddle on his head. What do you call a man with a riddle on his head? Look at slalom there. Turned over this time. Excellent. This is of course a dual purpose trip because it brings the dog food down on the way down and cuts the grass on the way back. Like that. Bit close there, I caught the camera just at the last second.
That'll stop it rolling away though.
Yeah, it will, true. It's coming around the other way. Sneaky. What he's actually doing is cutting that grass edge down as he comes. Pushing it back. The never-ending battle against nature. Now that governor's working now. Just mucking the carburettor. Managed to get the hung up dead branches out of the tree and drag them to a bit of grass that's already been cut so that Keith can finish cutting the rest of the grass. The trips up and down with the bags have got all that bank cut, or at least as close as we can get. But now I'm going to see if I can get the other red tractor started and get that out of the way. Getting out of the way is dangerous on that thing. It's far braver than I am on that. The bloody things on this land, they feel like they're going to tip over at any moment, but they don't. And they haven't particularly got a low centre of gravity either. There you go. No sense, no feeling, that's what it is. I'm just a scaredy cat. Yeah, that governor's really opening the throttle and it's working. Just the carburettor blocked up. Amazing. Right, well, it must be about coffee time. So, I'll go to the house, get the keys for the other tractor and we'll see if we can get it out of the way. And that seems to be going superbly now. Good show. And now this lot into the other store in the house. Going up, sounds lovely. Let's walk here, son. Stop it. Did you drop it? No, it's away again. Just stopped it for something. Look. Somebody sat on the trailer. You can't use stable dogs around here. Look at that. Yeah, I know it was. Just put it there, at the side of the shed.
Yeah, just go in and go round.
Alright. Alright.
Just so it doesn't come knocking in and out. Still very gutless. This.
What?
This.
Is it really?
There's nothing got to it.
Never mind. It lives again. Let's try grass cutting with this year. There we are, folks. A quick battery charge. And it's away again. I need to mend the trailer. Whoops, there's a hole there that I just stepped in. Extreme grass cutting. You what? Alright, yeah. Right, do we call it a day, folks? Kate's dinner is ready. Part of the chicken run that has no chickens is cut. And we're going to call it a day, I think. We've done jobs. Things have happened. It's been a very nice afternoon. Very pleasant. Away from the stress of the Dtype. But that's another story. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for liking. Send me likes, send me comments. And from slightly breezy but very pleasant April Langtoft, I'll see you all again next week. Bye now.